Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel. Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Tom.
And we're back. Tonight we've got a 6,000 point classic BattleTech battle report. We're doing Tom's custom Taygeta Tigers.
Brand new.
Freshly minted and painted. They look awesome. Excited to show those to you. So those guys are coming into Capcom space doing a little raiding. So I'm going to be playing the 8th Capellan Chargers, and we're going to be playing a Seize Ground mission. So very exciting. Basically the way Seize Ground works is we divide the board into 4 quadrants. There is a sort of a 6-inch radius dead zone in the center. So if you're in that sort of 12-inch diameter circle, you're not considered to be in any quadrant. Everything else, right, is divided into those quadrants. Now, if you control that quadrant, meaning you have mechs in that quadrant and there are no enemy forces in that quadrant, at the end phase you gain 1 victory point. All right, and that accumulates every turn. You also get victory points for destroying enemy mechs per usual. Yeah. And so as the game progresses, it could be neck and neck, or one force may pull ahead. We'll see. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. So you have to be sort of tactical about which mechs you want to go after, and which ground you're controlling. So some interesting stuff there. Let's talk about the mechs, shall we?
Yeah.
Would you like to go first, sir?
Sure. Yeah. My lance is the Commando. The CM2D, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So
lots of SRMs on that one.
Yeah,
I love it.
He's a good one. Got my Commando, got my Thunderbolt, my Blackjack, and my Wolfhound.
All right.
So laser boats, lots of lasers. You're gonna see lasers everywhere.
Flying everywhere.
Or you're not gonna see them, but they'll be there.
You'll hear them.
You'll hear you'll hear all the sound effects.
We'll add them in, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So stock mechs. Pretty solid lance.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't get into the mods yet.
Not just with your cars, not with your mechs.
Yeah, I stick to the cars. Pretty much. But they're pretty good. I played this lance before.
Right, against Kevin, right?
Yeah, because they're like one of the only ones I've painted right now.
Well, you know what? It's a good. It's a good lance. Solid. Yeah. Good spectrum.
It was fun. Yeah. Got some fast. I do like faster mechs because I'm lazy that way. And then the 464, the slower guys have jump jets. So we'll see.
Well, that'll be good on the Seize Ground because, mobility, I think, is going to be key in this match.
Yeah.
I took a sort of a similarly sized lance. So, starting from lightest, I have a Panther, and it's just a slight modification. I dropped the SRM4 and slot in an LRM5. So, not too much different there. In fact, the battle value is like within a couple of points. It's not very different. But I feel like that SRM4 PPC pairing just sucks. It's really silly. So at least now it's like in a dedicated fire support role. The second mech I have is a Vindicator. So this is a 45 tonner. This guy's tough. I like this mech. It's got a PPC, LRM, and I believe a small laser. It's a 464. So it's got some good mobility, and again, just good armor, really tough mech. Yeah. I am also running a Blackjack. But the traditional AC2 flavor,
duel.
The Blackjack Duel, only one.
Who will have a full house? No, that's not it. What's Blackjack?
I don't know. 21.
21, yeah. Who will have 21?
Well,
invite me to your poker nights. I'm also really good at poker.
It's a bluff, much like his recon strategies.
yeah. I'm good at bluffing.
Oh, good. So, so I got that guy, twin AC2, so that'll be good for putting a little fire down range.
Yeah.
And then it's got 4 medium lasers to back up in case you decide to get close. And then my biggest mech, 60 ton, the Grand Dragon. So this is also slightly modified. This mech comes with a PPC, an LRM-10, a bunch of medium lasers. I dropped it down to 2 medium lasers, add some heat sinks just to make it a little more efficient. But otherwise, nothing too crazy there. But that's my force. Looking forward to fighting your force because I think tonnage-wise, they're very close. And obviously battle value, we're both at 59, and change, so it should be good. Yeah. So, that said, why don't we get this thing started, shall we?
I'm excited.
All right, well, off to Decatur. That's where he's raiding. That is in the Capellan territory. Yeah.
Definitely. Going to Illinois, folks.
It is right on the border of FedCom space. And so you guys are coming in, trying to take some things from me, seizing some ground. But I'm not gonna let it happen. You checking out the board?
What are the globes? Are they like gas or?
Yeah, we got some.
Can I blow them up?
Those are some little, little research station.
Oxygen.
Well, let's show you guys what we got over there, so stay tuned. Battle Grid's coming right up.
See you on the board!
All right, here we are after deployment. So the Capellan Chargers took this right side of the field here. We've got a little base in the center, this objective marker denoting the dead center of the table. So 6 inches from that marker is the dead zone. And then again, there are 4 quadrants which need to be captured. So the Tigers deployed on the opposite side. Tom won the roll, so he picked first over here by this little research station. And he's got the Commando, Wolfhound, Blackjack, Thunderbolt, and they're facing off against the Dragon, the Panther, the Vindicator, and then the other Blackjack up here looking for some shots across the field. So we'll get to movement, and then we'll recap it up for you.
Okay, I lost initiative, so I moved first. The Commando ran down the hill, and then the Wolfhound followed a little bit slower. The Blackjack ran down with the Thunderbolt, same thing. So,
all right. Yeah, and on my side, just pretty much the same thing, just a straight push up. Blackjack moving forward, Vindicator, Panther. The Grand Dragon taking a little bit of a wider route. These guys are kind of moving closer to the center. No shots in range yet, not even those AC2s can reach. So we'll just get into turn 2 coming up next. All right, Wargamers, we're back at the end of movement at turn 2. So this time the Chargers lost initiative. I had to move first. So the Blackjack up on the hill, just planting. He's in range of his arch nemesis, the other Blackjack. So he'll be firing twin AC2s down at that Blackjack. The Vindicator is trying to move over here, keep those light mechs sort of at bay. Of course, it's going to be difficult to get any line of sight with that forest there at the top of the hill. Move the Grand Dragon aggressively across the middle here. I had to spend some movement to turn him and get him positioned, but I should be able to get a PPC shot off at that Blackjack. He will have cover through the woods and everything else. Same thing with the Panther. Moving down, he's going to try to fire all of his weapons, LRM-5 and the PPC, at that Blackjack. So we're going to see what kind of damage we can do, but all the shots are going to be fairly difficult.
yeah. On my side, Thunderbolt continued moving down behind the forest. Blackjack, same thing, straight up. And then the Commando had to do some jumps. He just walked.
Climbing on the
a little
glass.
jungle gym. Yeah, he played with the jungle gym a little bit, got held up, and then the Wolfhound, same thing, kind of beelined straight for the hill.
All right. So last turn, Tom, each of us earned 2 victory points.
That's right.
I had controlled these 2 quadrants. You controlled those 2. It looks like it's going to be the same at the end of this turn. But first, we do have some shooting coming up, so let's get right to that. All right, here we are, turn 2 shooting. We're going to start with the Chargers. They're the only ones that are able to shoot at the moment. So we're going to start with the Panther. He's firing across at that Blackjack. Now the Blackjack is behind woods, so the Panther is going to need 11s to hit on both the PPC and the LRM. Here we go. Nothing doing. Blackjack is next, firing at the Blackjack. So, did not move, only needs 7s to hit here. Alright, so he doubles down. Look at that, 666. Okay. Looking for location. Can I get it again? No. So we have a CT and we have a right leg. And lastly, the Grand Dragon firing LRM-10 and his PPC across at that Blackjack. Needs 10s to hit. Here we go. Alright, so nothing doing there. Tom, your Blackjack just gets a little paint chip. Nothing too bad. Turn 3 after movement. Okay, so Tom, you lost the initiative. So what did you do here?
Yeah, so just starting from the Commando. Got the Commando up in a cover behind the research tower. The Wolfhound ran up in a cover behind the woods, crested the hill. And then the Blackjack moved into the woods. And then the Thunderbolt moved around the back of the woods.
All right, very cool. So on my side, Grand Dragon tearing across the middle here. I'm going to try to get some fire down on that Blackjack again. Panther took some cover behind this building. Same deal. Going to try to hit that Blackjack deep in the woods, so those numbers are not going to be easy to hit. Vindicator sort of flashing up this way. Going to try to intercept those lights. We'll see what happens. As far as shooting goes, it's going to try to lay down some fire on that Blackjack as well. And this Blackjack, again, planted on the hill, just trying to score those points, and it will be firing twin AC2s again down at that blackjack. So everything going for the blackjack. Yeah. What do you have in terms of shots on your side?
Yeah, the blackjack is going to take 2 large lasers at
Vindicator there, or the
the Grand Dragon.
Dragon. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, that's that. So stay tuned, guys. We've got shooting coming up now.
The Tigers are up first. I need a 9 on both large lasers to hit the Grand Dragon. So let's see what we can do. Nothing.
All right, so the Chargers now firing at that blackjack, priming them up. We're going to just go right down the line. So the Grand Dragon needs 8s on the LRM, 10 9s on the PPC. So PPC does miss, LRM 10 does hit. I'm going to roll up clusters, just 1. So Tom, that's 5 points of damage to the left torso. Vindicator up next, shooting across at that blackjack. Vindicator also needs some big numbers here. 9s on the I'm sorry, 9s on the LRM, 10 on the PPC. Nothing's hitting there. Blackjack up next, needs 8s on these AC2s. Oh boy. All right, and last we have the Panther firing across LRM 5, PPC, needs 9s on both. Turn 3 damage report. So a little bit from turn 2, blackjack getting focused down. CT damage, left torso damage, right leg damage. Overall, that armor is holding up okay. All right, team, we are back. It is turn 4. Tom and I each have 6 victory points, but the tide is going to shift. Tom is pushing into my turf here with his speedy little mechs. I think I miscalculated in my lance design here. I got all 4s. The Dragon's a 5.8, but I really...
It's fast.
It's fast, but I really could have used... Where's a good Jenner when you need one? So I lost initiative. I had to move first. So let's talk about what I did. Basically, this guy's just dug in, blasting down with his AC2s. Panther saw that thunderbolt coming, so he fled. He took to the sky there, jumped over the building. He's going to be shooting PPC down at the blackjack, but withholding on the LRM 5 to just keep the heat under control. The Grand Dragon moved across the middle. Vindicator moving on an intercept course. These 3 mechs here are all going to be shooting at that commando. Dragon only firing an LRM 10. He's got to cool off a bit. The Vindicator firing PPC and LRM 5, and the Blackjack 20 AC2s. So we're going to see, I got high target numbers, but we're going to see if I can maybe hurt that commando a little bit. Tom, what do you have going on your side?
Yeah, so as you said, the Thunderbolt moving around the back of that building. The Blackjack staying still. He's going to fire at the Grand Dragon with his large lasers again. The Wolfhound staying still behind cover, too close to that Grand Dragon. And then the Commando did a little speedy course into his quadrant to sort of steal that, or to block him from getting a victory point for that.
Yeah, so right now...
So he's just trying to stay alive.
You have, I mean, because you kept the Wolfhound still, you're in control of 2 quadrants definitively. This could change if something dies, although it seems unlikely. Although it is Commando, but you have definitive control of 2. I only have definitive control of 1 with the Panther because that Grand Dragon is in fact in the dead zone there, right, in no man's land. So let's see what happens. Shooting coming up. Things are starting to get exciting. All right, Capellans are up first. We're shooting down at that Blackjack from the Panther. He is shooting through 1 inch of forest, and the Blackjack's in the woods. And I jumped. I got a 10. That's my target number. Astronomical. Let's see what we can do here. Absolutely nothing. I think I shot a tree, so that's good news. Forest is a little
trimming them up.
That's right.
It was gonna fall and maybe hurt somebody.
It's good. Got to keep the trees pruned. So we're gonna move right on now to everyone firing on that commando. So will he withstand the barrage of incoming fire?
I have faith. Freshly painted. Oh wait, no, that means he's gonna die.
That's new model syndrome.
New model, he's dead. For sure.
All right, it's coming up now. All right, a trio of Chargers firing at that commando, blazing down the hill. So we're starting with the Grand Dragon. Dragon needs 9s, only firing the LRM 10. That is, I believe the LRMs
Headshot?
might have jammed on the rack. Moving on to the Vindicator. Back with the Vindicator, I need an 8 on the LRM, 9 on the PPC. Maybe we can do a little better than the Dragon. Another 1 on the pilot die. Gross.
I see a 1 on that PPC too.
All right. Blackjack, you're my only hope. Weapon fire, just stabbing into the snow. Little commando feet.
He's fast.
He's fast.
Yeah.
All right, so the Blackjack. Can I get some target acquisition here? Blackjack needs 8s to hit. Here we go.
Okay. Oh.
There we go. Now I was rolling the Blackjack last, hoping I put some holes in with the big weapons, but this is just going to be a little paint chipper here. This is a left leg and a left arm, 2 points apiece.
Okay, and on the Tiger side, the Blackjack is going to try to pop him with 2 lasers. So he's going to have cover from that rock, right? So if I roll for the legs, if I even hit,
right,
it'll just...
Gotcha.
It'll maybe carve some stone.
Yeah, so we can
so
see
I need
those
8s.
legs are covered up pretty good from that vantage.
Yeah, you ready for this?
And remember, these are level 3 forests, folks. So even though does that 6 count?
Yeah.
Even though the dragon is elevated, because the forest is level 3, it is still obscuring a little bit. So Tommy, you need 8s. I am ready.
Okay. Not gonna happen with a 1 on my
That is the
piloting.
4th or 5th one in the last. That's ugly. All right, so what else do you have to shoot?
That's all.
All right.
Yeah, it was just it.
So we're moving on. Damage recap, and then turn 5. Turn 4 damage report. Lots of missing happening in this turn. The Tigers commando pushing into the Chargers turf. Takes a little bit of damage to the left arm and left leg, but all systems nominal. All right, we're back. Turn 5. Big news. Tom has pulled ahead by 1 victory point. So last round, the commando did contest this quadrant here, and then I only scored 1, Tom scored 2. But now
There's about to be some pain.
there's about to be some pain. So I lost initiative again. This is an ongoing theme for Death from Above Wargaming. And here's what I did. So Panther Planet, he's staying still. I think I underestimated the speed of that Thunderbolt, so I'm a little concerned about the health there, but he does have good cover behind that warehouse. The Blackjack moved to get into range of this commando with its medium lasers, so we'll be firing 3 mediums and 2 AC2s there. The Panther is going to be firing all of its weapons, LRM and PPC, obviously at the Thunderbolt. Vindicator still moving up, pressuring this side. He's going to torso twist, fire down on that Blackjack, PPC, LRM 5, and
Any
then
cover on him?
That's a great question.
I didn't look at that.
Might be that right leg is actually in cover from the slope of the hill, and then the Grand Dragon moving across now. Aggressive. I got to contest, so I'm now contesting that quadrant.
For sure.
I am outside of the dead zone, and he is going to twist. And he's going to blast that Wolfhound.
Poor Wolfhound.
And I think he was one of the first guys you moved. So he doesn't even have a target mod on him. So I'm looking at pretty fair numbers. I am going to build up a substantial amount of heat, but hopefully I don't screw the roll on that one. So we'll see.
Yeah. On my side, the commando went up to get behind those trees. You can see again, still keeping the contest going. I'm not sure. Contesting the quadrant.
The contestation? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yeah, so, and he's good. And he's going to fire his medium laser and his SRM4 and his SRM6 up at the Blackjack. A little retribution for all those pot shots he's been taking.
Yeah.
And the Wolfhound, I intentionally brought him back after you moved the Dragon. Thought do or die. He rides hard for his crew, so he's going to take one for the team and try to blast him. So he's going to Alpha Strike.
Oh, man.
The Wolfhound has... Actually, no, I'm sorry, he's not. He's going to have 1 large and 2 mediums. Actually, I said Alpha, he's going to Alpha.
You're doing it now.
Yeah,
You're committed. It's on camera. He's going for it. All right.
Last medium.
Yep.
And then, the Blackjack came out of cover, moving in to get into the side of the Grand Dragon. He's got 2 larges and 2 mediums, so he is going all out against it.
Man.
And the Thunderbolt came out from around the building to contest that quadrant, and he's going to actually fire across with a large laser and an LRM-10 into the, I think we determined
we're in
the
the
back
rear arc.
the rear arc, which
True.
that's whatever.
I'm concerned for that dragon, I must tell you.
Yeah. He's got. I was saying. I think I calculated he's got as much armor as 3 of my mechs
In the back. He does have an exorbitantly high amount of rear armor, but we'll see. We'll see if he can withstand the assault.
Some hard mods, though.
Yeah, on my side as well. I'm excited. So let's dive right into shooting and get the dice rolling. We are starting out with the Capellan side as I lost initiative. Panther firing at the Thunderbolt. This is the least exciting, as that Thunderbolt is basically an impregnable walking fortress. I do need 6s to hit, though. Here we go.
He is the beefiest.
Look at that. That's a beautiful roll for you and a terrible one for me.
Yeah, but now I feel like you're getting him out of the way.
That's
and
true.
I'm mostly worried about that Wolfhound.
The terrible ones first. Get them out of the way. Vindicator up next. Looking down at that blackjack. That right leg is 50% or more covered, so we treat that as being unhittable. Now I need 8s to hit, so let's see if I can even land a shot.
Oh, damn.
Ugly.
I mean, I guess I'm happy about that.
All right, now the shots that matter. I got the trash out of the way. I'm expecting nothing but 6s. Blackjack firing 2 AC2s, 3 medium lasers at the commando. Can I get it?
Oh, there you go.
Got a few things here. So 1 AC2 misses, 1 medium laser misses, but that's 12 damage coming into the commando.
There you go.
All right, we got CT, we got right arm. It's not too bad. All right, now the Grand Dragon in an Alpha Strike deathmatch, death circle. Here we go. I need 4s, 5s, and 6s. 4 on the LRM-10 as I'm right at 7 inches. I need a 5 on the PPC, 6 on the medium lasers. Here we go. That's everything. All right, so I need to roll for clusters here. That's just 1 LRM cluster, but that's going to be 25 points of damage. So, rolling for location. All right, we got 15 to the center torso and 10 to the left leg.
First up at bat for the Tigers is my commando. He's going to fire up at that blackjack, and he needs 9s to hit with his SRM 6, 4, and medium.
Okay.
They're all in the same range bracket, so... yeah. Yes.
So the SRM 6 hits. It looks like
and that's
the
it.
other 2 miss it. All
Okay.
right.
So the SRM 6, I need 6 dice for, right? 6 of my little guys. My little boys. 3, 6. Okay, 2 miss, 4 hit.
All right, rolling up for location.
Okay.
Right. Looks like
splashy.
Yeah, a little splash, little CT, little RT, and looks like right leg, right arm. So pretty much 2 points just across the board to that blackjack.
Okay, next up is the Wolfhound, trying to save his little life.
Look at that great paint job, Tom.
Thank you. He is going to need to take a piloting check at the end of the round.
Right, he did take 25 points.
But
let's see what happens to that dragon.
Yeah, so he needs an 8 on the large laser and then 9s on the mediums. Right. So, not good, not bad, but...
Ooh!
Oh, come on. But he hits with the one that matters, right?
Yeah.
Gets the 8,
yeah.
Hits that, and hits that.
Yeah, great. That's pretty good.
That's good, yeah. Okay, let's hope for all headshots. I'm just kidding.
It was almost.
There you go, though. Oh, that's a 5. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, it looks like a bunch to the left arm and a little to the right torso.
The blackjack is up next. He needs 8s and 9s. 8s on the large laser, 9 on the mediums.
All right.
Kind of
so
the same.
many beam weapons right now.
Yeah,
totally.
lasers
just everywhere. So you got. I see another 3. Man,
there
you pulled that one out of your hat right
okay.
there. So.
Wow, like literally just made the numbers.
Literally.
Okay.
I don't like it. Can I file a dispute?
Okay.
All right, so left leg, and what's that, double to the CT?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait a minute now. That's actually in the right side arc.
Oh, right.
Right,
okay.
so those 7s are, what are those?
Right torso.
Right torso, and the 9 is left torso. Okay.
Okay, and last but not least, my boy, the Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, one of the 2.
Thunderbird.
So what do we need on this guy?
Yeah, so he actually has the worst. He needs 9s and 10s. So 9s on the LRM-10, and then 10s on the large laser.
Gotcha.
But we'll see. Been doing okay. Did I get it? 9s. Oh man.
Missed the large, but the LRM does hit.
Yeah.
So overall, that's going to be, well, let's see what cluster.
Yeah,
what
two
clusters
5-point
you
clusters,
land.
right?
Yep. So one lands, but that is going to be 43 points of damage, I think, or 41 points of damage. Oh man.
7
so that's
in the
rear
rear.
CT. This dragon's taken 41 points of damage, so he's at a -2 on his piloting at the end of this turn. Wolfhound's going to have to make a check too. But shooting is done, so we will be right back with a damage recap. Turn 5 damage report. Now we've got some action. So the commando has its right arm ripped off as it pushes further into the Charger's turf. It is actively dumping that SRM-4 ammo. The Wolfhound also taking heavy fire. CT under 50%, 6 points of heat, so it'll be looking at a movement penalty. Also some damage to the leg as well. Now the Blackjack and Thunderbolt did not take any damage. However, they do have a substantial heat build at 7 and then 6 points respectively. So both of those mechs are going to be looking at a movement penalty. On the Charger side, the Blackjack looks bad, but not too bad. Just a smattering of SRM fire across the center and right side of its body. It's doing okay, but the Grand Dragon taking 41 points of damage, makes its piloting check, is at 8 points of heat though, facing a movement and gunnery penalty. All right, we're back, turn 6. So a lot has happened at the end of turn 5. Tom, you picked up 2 victory points, and you locked me out on all 4 quadrants. I hadn't even realized, but you snuck the Thunderbolt across the line here.
That's right.
So you did contest all 4, and you controlled 2 of those 4. So you picked up 2, I picked up none. I once again lost initiative. Can't seem to win one, but let's talk about what's going on here. The Blackjack stood still. Panther backed up from the building here. The Vindicator moving up on the hill, trying to put a pincer on that Wolfhound. And then the Dragon just moving across here, lagging a little bit due to a pretty substantial heat penalty on both movement and gunnery.
What are you shooting?
Good question. So, we have...
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
I decided to be friendly this round and not shoot anything. So my declarations are like this. Blackjack is alpha striking. The Vindicator is going to be shooting over its shoulder, torso twisting, getting the arm into the rear arc, firing down on the commando. Getting a little cheeky, as you called it. And then the Dragon is going to be doing something similar, using its PPC on the arm, but shooting back at the Blackjack. And the Panther are going to be shooting across at the Blackjack. That Blackjack is basically covered from the waist down due to the rock there. So that's what we got on my side.
Yeah, and on mine, the Thunderbolt continued moving to get around the building, and he's going to fire he got around the building to get an eye on that Blackjack, but he's actually going to fire across at the Dragon since he's in his rear.
Yep.
And
why not?
Why not? Yeah. My Blackjack stood still, and he's going to continue firing to the rear with 2 large lasers into the Grand Dragon.
All right.
The Wolfhound kind of turned and ran into the woods, trying to get some cover bonus. He's got a large laser into the Blackjack across the valley. And then the Commando stood still. Well, actually, he turned so nobody could hit him in the rear since he's dumping ammo. And, he's going to continue shooting up at the Blackjack. He's got a medium laser and an SRM-6 left.
So, all right. So bullets, beams, missiles are flying. Here we go. Projectiles. All right, so turn 6 shooting coming up now. Chargers up first. Dragon torso twisting. Flipping that arm around. I should say swinging it, as not to be confused with the arm flipping rule. And it will be firing at that stationary Blackjack. So only need a 6 to hit. That does include the gunnery penalty. All right, so that does land. Where does it hit this Blackjack? That is right arm. Panther firing across at the Blackjack. LRM-5 PPC also needs 6s. All right, both hit. Rolling for clusters. So that does land. So that's going to be 25 points in total, including the Dragon's PPC. Location, So we have 10 to the left leg, and that's right, I missed both of these shots. They both hit off the rock.
Ooh.
Left leg, right leg.
Ricochets.
That is a disappointment. All right, can we unseat this commando that is just harassing my poor quadrant over here? I need to get him out of my house. Vindicator firing down over the shoulder with the PPC. Need a 6. That's a definitive hit. Location. That is going to be a 7. That is a center torso shot. Blackjack, can he finish the commando here? I need 4s on the AC2s, 6s on the medium lasers, firing everything. So, little white dice for the AC2s. Here we go. All right, so 1 medium laser does miss. Did I roll 1 short? I did. So I need to roll 1 more. That misses 2. All right, so I get 2 and 2. Rolling for location. Okay, so I have another center torso shot for 5 points of damage. That will do the commando in. So clear that quadrant, but not before the Tigers get to shoot back.
Okay, Thunderbolt twisting, shooting in his LRM over at the Grand Dragon into his rear. He needs a 9. Gets
Nails it.
And then a 2 cluster. Gets them both. So 10 points of damage.
All right, looks like it's going to be leg and right arm.
Okay, next up is the Blackjack. So the Blackjack didn't move. He needs only 6s with his 2 large lasers into the rear arc.
Ugh, I don't like
Not
it.
sure about this, but
Nails it.
yeah, it couldn't have been.
Nails it. Double
Okay.
center torso. You must be kidding me.
Woo!
I don't
So
like
that's
it.
16 points of damage?
16. I
Ooh.
think that could
Still
be a
won't
crit.
get through, or
I
yeah?
don't know. We'll see.
Okay, my Wolfhound is up next. He needs 9s to hit that Blackjack across the valley. So, hard shot. Doesn't get it. And we'll follow right up with the Commando. Also needs 9s to shoot up. And he does not have a large laser. So he needs, a medium and an SRM6.
All right, here we go.
Nothing.
All right, it's tough to shoot through all that flak.
Yep.
All right, so that concludes shooting. Damage report for turn 6 coming up now. Turn 6 damage report. So on the Tigers side, that Commando bites it, takes shots from the Vindicator and the Blackjack. CT is knocked out. That pilot ejects. The Wolfhound didn't take any damage this turn, but it is still sitting at 6 heat, so it is looking at another movement penalty going into turn 7. And then lastly, the Blackjack just walking through fire, shots missing left, shots missing right, does take a little bit more damage on that right side at 6 points of heat. And the Grand Dragon, double CT shot through the back, destroys the LRM, so got a little lucky there, but down to 6 points, so only a movement penalty. So Tom is at 11 victory points. Again, locking me out, scoring lots. However, I caught up. I'm at 10. I'm still behind, but because of the death of the Commando, I picked up a couple victory points there. So hoping this turn to clear out that Wolfhound in the woods. So here's what happened. I lost initiative again. Actually, no, I didn't. I won for the first time. But I had to move twice later in the phase. So, Tom.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, tell me what you did.
So the Wolfhound just moved further into the woods. Didn't really work, but he's going to fire down at the Grand Dragon with a large and 3 mediums. He's going to alpha him.
Whoa.
The Blackjack stayed still. He's got 2 larges into the Grand Dragon, and then another LRM-10 from the Thunderbolt, who continued moving towards the building into the Grand Dragon as well.
All right, so you are definitely focused firing that guy down. I don't know how much more he can take. We'll see. He does have still a chunk on the center, but, he's banged up pretty much everywhere. So movement-wise, I took the Blackjack down off the hill, trying to get him out of line of sight of that Thunderbolt. The Panther moved up to recontest this quadrant, feeling a little more comfortable now with the building in between it and the 65-tonner. Both of these mechs firing at the Blackjack. I'm sorry, actually, this guy's firing at the Blackjack, twin AC2s. This guy's firing uphill at the Wolfhound with PPC and LRM5. On the other side of the battlefield, the dragon sort of did a little loop-de-loop there to get us front-facing towards enemy fire. It is dumping ammo out of the back this round, so we don't want any unfortunate explosions. It only has a PPC left for this range combat, so we'll be firing that at the Blackjack. The Vindicator moved last. After that Wolfhound backed up into the woods, it jumped in, and it is going to be just firing the head-mounted medium laser because it does have some plans to do some punching this round, hopefully landing some more CT shots with those arms. So that's what we've got. Shooting is coming up next.
Okay, Thunderbolt's torso twisting and firing his LRM-10 at the Grand Dragon. Needs 8s. Will not hit. Okay, Blackjack's up next. He's got 2 large lasers. Needs a 6 to hit the Grand Dragon. Whew, thank God.
Them both.
Yeah.
He's on form.
Oh, that was close, but not what I wanted.
All right,
a little bit of 8 and 11.
Yeah, it's left torso. That may go through, and left arm as well.
Okay, and last but not least, the Wolfhound, fighting for his life, will fire his large laser and his mediums. He's going to alpha, thinking it's the end. So he's got 8s and 10s.
All right.
8s on the large, 10s on the mediums.
Going out in a blaze of glory, he hits 2,
nope.
right?
He needs 10s.
Oh, we need 10s on the mediums.
impossible.
Oh, gotcha.
7.
All right,
Center.
well, that is a CT shot. All right, we're back on the Capellan side. Chargers are up. Dragon firing a PPC down at that Blackjack. Gonna need a 6. Double 1s. How many times have I rolled that tonight? Vindicator up next, needing a 5. Head-mounted medium laser. Gets it. That is right leg. All right, so we got a little Blackjack on Blackjack action. Firing across, no cover, but Blackjack is going to need 7s to hit. All right, this Blackjack is, these Blackjacks are hot tonight. So.
Legs covered at all or what?
No, not 50%, not enough. Let's see what we land here. CT and left arm, 2 points apiece. All right, Panther now shooting uphill at this Wolfhound. Moment of glory, or not. I need 8s on the LRM-5, 9s on the PPC. Man, these guys are getting fired at the end of the day. I mean, unbelievable.
B team.
But we do have some physical attacks coming up.
I'll be punching you.
Well, I'm punching you too, buddy.
Yeah.
So that is coming up
Little
next.
fisticuffs. Okay, and the Wolfhound is now going to slap him. a little backhand.
All right. So
He needs a 7.
Needs a 7.
Gets it.
All right.
And it's
well,
only
I've been successfully slapped. D6.
3.
So 3. So that is going to be center torso. Okay, so Vindicator is up next. Vindicator needs an 8 and a 9, courtesy of jumping. A 9 because that one arm is down an actuator. So here we go. This is for to hit with the 8. This is with the hand actuator arm. That's a miss. And the second punch, that one hits. All right, so we're going to roll D6 for location. This will be 5 points of damage to the head. Crushing them right in the cockpit. That won't be internal, but, you know, there's a 1 in 36 chance that pilot will get blacked out. Turn 7 damage report, another abysmal round of shooting. The Wolfhound gets punched in the face. Pilot is still conscious, but that makes up the 13 heat, so -2 to movement and gunnery. The Blackjack gets dinged up a little bit more, still facing a movement penalty from 5 points of heat, but that mech's still holding together quite well. And on the Charger side, the Vindicator gets punched back, just a light hit to the CT, nothing too terrible there. And then the Grand Dragon still being focused down, arm actuator destroyed, LRM-10 destroyed, ammo is dumped, but that Dragon is still holding on. All right, we are back after movement. So, recap last round. Tom picked up a victory point. I picked up a victory point. So it's 11-12. He's still leading me by 1. He did win initiative. So I had to move first. And here's what happened. So the Blackjack continuing to move along the valley here. The Panther moved out from tucked back behind this building, moving forward there. The Vindicator just planted in the woods, not really sure where that Wolfhound was going to go, and the Dragon started sprinting for open ground on Tom's side of the board there, just trying to maybe contest my back right hand quadrant, the one right on Tom's deployment zone, maybe late in the game if we need to. So we'll see what happens there. In terms of shooting, my plans kind of fell apart a little bit due to the initiative and due to where that Wolfhound ended up going. But what's going to happen is that Blackjack is going to fire across at the Blackjack. Now there's a lot of obscured body parts, so I can only see the left and right torsos and the right arm. Can't see the left arm, can't see either leg, and strangely there's a rock that juts up, completely blocks a good portion of the center torso. Also can see the head if I happen to hit that. Vindicator is going to fire down on that prone Wolfhound with a PPC LRM-5 medium laser. Panther shooting at the Blackjack, and the Dragon is also going to be shooting at that Wolfhound with a PPC.
On my side, the Wolfhound tried to make it down in a reckless move down the hill and failed his second piloting check and fell. So he fell in a bad direction. So he's going to take a pot shot with a large laser up at the Vindicator just for the hell of it. And then the Blackjack moved back. He just walked backwards. And then he's going to actually fire into the Panther. The idea was to get around that rock so I could see the Panther. That worked out. And then the Thunderbolt moved after the Panther and was able to get into his rear arc, and he's just going to unload on him and then take a pot shot at the Blackjack across the board with his LRM, which is in minimum range for the Panther. Otherwise, I would have hit him with that too.
Yeah, I'm worried about that Panther. I was playing conservative with him all game. I thought I'd get a little aggressive. Now I'm afraid that I'm going to pay the price. So we're going to see what happens. Shooting coming right up.
This could be the last turn.
Could be. All right, the Chargers are up first. So just to keep it suspenseful for Tom, I am starting with everybody that's shooting at that Blackjack, because we know if that Wolfhound goes down, it's gonna be tough to dig back out from that. But we're gonna start with the Blackjack, firing at the Blackjack. Needs 8s on the AC2s. Lands them both. Now remember, I can't really hit a whole lot, so I need 6s, 8s, or 3s and 4s. Both leg shots, so nothing doing there. All right, moving up next to the Panther. Panther's going to need 7s across the board on the LRM-5 and the PPC. LRM misses, but the PPC does hit. We're in the front arc. It's going to be a floating critical.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to roll the location. Boo, right arm. All right, so it's 10 points of damage to the right arm, but let me roll to confirm that crit on camera here.
Well, the arm's blown off.
Oh, all right, well that's convenient.
And the right arm doesn't have any ammo or anything.
Nothing exciting there then. All right, so right arm's gone, but we still have a couple of very stressful shots coming up. All right, this Dragon firing at that prone Wolfhound. This will be in the left side arc. Dragon's going to need 9s. Wolfhound's got a 3 mod plus the prone. It's going to be hard to hit. Nothing doing. Vindicator firing downhill at the Wolfhound. So we have a PPC, an LRM, medium laser. So I actually, because of the minimum range, going to need 8s on the LRM and the medium laser, 7 on the PPC. All right, so everything hits. We're going to roll that cluster. Okay, so 20 damage coming in. Unfortunately, I can't knock him over because he is already prone. But where do we land the shots? This is going to be in the front arc. Not really what I wanted here. So I see a little left torso, and I see some left arm. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Okay, on my side, the Thunderbolt will start off the fun. He's got a large laser and 3 mediums. He is alpha-ing, but splitting. So he needs 5s to hit the rear arc of the Panther.
All right.
Let's. Everything's good. Yep, everything's. Okay. Let's hope for torsos.
Oh boy.
Headshot.
All right. Well, I see 10 to the left
8,
torso. 8. I see left arm, and then, God, 8 points to the head. Ouch.
Okay, and then the secondary firing LRM needs a 7 into the Blackjack. Does not get it. Okay, Blackjack is up next. He's also firing into the Panther. He's alphaing. Needs 5s and 6s, so 5s on the large, 6s on the mediums. So it's achievable. We just got to get a good piloting roll. Wow.
Well, 50-50.
Yeah, it's only fair. And basically nothing.
Okay, so right torso and right leg.
Okay, and the Wolfhound's taking a pot shot with a large up at the Vindicator. He needs a 10. Doesn't get it.
Turn 8 damage report. First up, the Wolfhound on the Tigers side goes prone, falls down the hill, just gets drilled. Left side, center torso. Pete is at 12, but that mech is still alive. The Blackjack, on the other hand, has a right arm ripped off, loses a large laser, spikes up to 11 heat, so facing movement and gunnery penalties. And the Panther on the Charger side, just taking lots of damage, but holding together. Nasty headshot from that Thunderbolt, but the pilot is conscious.
I lost initiative, so I'm up first. Little reckless movements. This is do or die.
This is do or die. I feel the same.
Yeah. So the Wolfhound managed to get up. He fell. It took him 2 tries to get up, but he eventually succeeded, and then ran to get into the rear arc of the Grand Dragon, and he is going to fire everything that he has left. Heat be damned, as they say. And then the Blackjack stood still because he's taken a pretty significant heat penalty, and he was in good shape. So he's going to fire what he has left, which is 1 large, 2 mediums, into the Grand Dragon as well. Continue that assault. The Thunderbolt was in a weird place, and the best thing I could do was basically to turn around and walk up to the edge of the no man's land, because I was trying to keep the Panther from being able to. He was moving after me, and I was afraid he might disappear, and that was the best I could do. So I did it, forced him to move, but he's going to torso twist. He only has 1 arm-mounted weapon in the right. He's got 1 large laser to hit the Panther with, and then the rest of it's going to go into the Blackjack.
Yeah.
As a secondary.
Right, yeah, winning initiative was key. So Panther actually was like right here, and he was the last one to move. So when that Thunderbolt kind of pivoted around, was he here?
I think so.
Yeah, so he jumped. And now that puts him in the dead zone, which is unfortunate, but either way, if I left the Panther in a crossfire, it's victory points one way or the other. I'd rather give up the quadrant this turn and hopefully keep the Panther in the fight another day. But, good tactical move on your part, trying to force me into that dead zone. Blackjack moved up on the hill. This time, I think I have clear line of sight, finally, against the other Blackjack. But I'm doing 2 AC2s on the Blackjack, 3 medium lasers into the Thunderbolt as a secondary target. The Panther, by the way, is also firing at the Blackjack, PPC, LRM-5. The Vindicator just came to the edge of the woods to clear any of that intervening cover, and he's just going to blast right into the rear of that Wolfhound. Medium lasers at extreme range. I got LRM-5 and PPC coming in hot as well. And then the Grand Dragon, I debated, do I want to put more fire on the Blackjack? But I really want to try to finish that Wolfhound. So he came running down the hill. He is now in that rear quadrant, that back right-hand side quadrant. But he's going to torso twist, swing that right arm back, and I'm going to fire PPC blast in that Wolfhound, see what kind of damage that I can do. So that wraps up basically the movement and the declarations. So now we'll get those dice rolling. Shooting is coming right up.
So I'll start with the Thunderbolt. He's going to twist and fire that large into the Panther. That's a 5. Okay, the secondary target for the Thunderbolt is the Blackjack. I need 8s and 10s. 8s on the LRM-10. And I get the LRM-10 and nothing else. So confirm the clusters. Oh, that's a 1, so 1 cluster.
All right.
That was a wild dice roll. I'm trying to roll in this weird...
The weird mountain.
Yeah, here, I'll roll over here.
All right, so 8. So that is in the front arc, so that is going to be left torso.
Okay, Blackjack into the Grand Dragon. He's going to need 6s and 7s. 6s on the large, 7s on the mediums.
Large looks like it hits.
And nothing else.
This Grand Dragon, tough to bring down. It's that speed mod.
6.
6. So that's right torso. I could definitely leave a mark.
The Wolfhound, last to go. Needs 9s across the board to hit into the rear arc of the Grand Dragon.
How do you feel about this roll, Tom?
It's do or die. You know, I got to come through, you know. Rolling 20.
Oh my god.
It looks like he gets at least 2.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid
so he
roll.
gets 2.
So he gets 2. That is in the rear arc.
Did I roll a blank one?
No, that's the fusion engine critical.
For you.
Spoiler
I was
alert.
like,
So
sorry.
The Blackjack did roll a critical on the right torso, and because that dragon has all roll agains, it transfers inward. So fusion engine hit already. If you can penetrate here, there's a CT. We'll have to check and see what happens. Here we are. The Chargers are back. They could seal a victory here. The Panther still stands. Needs 7s on that Blackjack. A little bit of that's a cracked die there. Nothing hits. Okay.
Dude, he is just living.
Just living his best life, but can't hit the broadside of the barn.
Jeez.
All right, so we'll be right back with that Blackjack. As promised, we're back with the Blackjack. Firing across at his Blackjack brethren. Needs 6s on the AC2s. Just gets 1. This is abysmal. CT is going to take 2. Blackjack secondary fire into that Thunderbolt. It's going to be in the right side arc. Needs 8s.
Negative kill confirmation.
Nothing. Here it is. This could be the grand finale. Dragon, Vindicator, firing an array of weapons featuring 2 PPCs coming into that Wolfhound. We're going to start with the Dragon. I need a 6 to hit him. Okay, here we go. I still missed.
Wow.
So it does not matter. Moving on to the Vindicator. This is not looking good. Vindicator needs 6 on the PPC, 6 on the LRM-5, 8 on the medium laser. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, so that is a full house. Everything hits. LRM-5, cluster is confirmed. Rolling for location. We have a floating critical on the PPC and 2 shots to the right torso. So 10 damage to the right torso.
In the rear, right?
That is the rear.
Yeah.
And now we're going to roll up that floating critical. Man, I keep rolling under this thing here. Oh, God. Leg. Boo. Let's roll to confirm it. Nothing.
All right, here we go. Turn 9 on the Tiger side. The Wolfhound refusing to go down. Internal damage on both side torsos at 20 points of heat, facing multiple penalties. That mech is still active, though. The Blackjack didn't take any new damage this round. However, it is up to 9 points of heat, so that's going to result in a movement and gunnery penalty next turn. The Thunderbolt hasn't taken any damage yet, goes for a kill shot, is now up to 12 points of heat, so that is going to be substantial impact to its mobility and gunnery next round. We'll see how that plays out. The Panther did not take any new damage this round, still hanging on, but it does have 5 points of heat on the scale, so that will be a movement penalty. And then lastly, the Grand Dragon takes a critical hit on the right torso. Because there's no critical slots, that ends up hitting the fusion engine, so that mech is now at 5 points of heat.
All right, turn 10. We are back. These mechs are hanging on by a thread. We thought it was going to be something breaking in turn 8, then turn 9. We're here in turn 10. These mechs are all still hanging on. I lost initiative, so here is what is going on. The Blackjack moving up, didn't quite crest the hill, so still on this level 1 rise, but has some clear line of sight now across that Wolfhound. So primary fire, 2 AC2s, and then 3 medium lasers into the Thunderbolt there. The Panther. So the Panther, man, I keep forgetting to move this poor guy's beginning location. So Panther was here. He jumped back behind the rock. So double jump there. He's going to take some cover, and he is actually going to shoot down at the Blackjack, just firing his PPC, holding off on the LRM-5 for now. The Vindicator moved out of the woods, down the hill. That Vindicator is going to be blasting into that Wolfhound. Again, medium laser, PPC, LRM-5. The Grand Dragon, fusion engine critical, movement penalty from heat. He's just trying to just shake this Wolfhound off his tail. I feel like I'm in a dogfight.
He's got the scent of blood.
Seriously, he's got the scent. The Dragon's actually opting to shoot at the Blackjack with 2 medium lasers. With the fusion engine hit, the heat sink load, I just can't continue to fire that PPC right now. So I got to go 2 medium lasers, and they're going into the Blackjack. So that's what the Chargers have going on. What about those Tigers?
Taygeta Tigers. Yeah, so the Blackjack walked backwards 3. He had a movement penalty. Not much going on there. He's actually going to fire at the Panther with the Thunderbolt, who just pivoted around. He's also suffering some heat effects.
Okay.
And then my only other mech, the Wolfhound, continued his bloodthirsty pursuit of the larger prey. So yeah,
he's fired. What's he got? What's he got left?
Left, yeah, man. No ammo here. So large laser and 3 mediums.
He's got all of his weapons still. Okay.
Yeah.
So he is just, he's a superstar. So we're going to see what happens. I'm just waiting for like gangbusters rolling where I can just hit everything.
Yeah, and you're going to wipe 2 mechs.
Right, exactly. I mean, these mechs, like I said.
I think the same.
So
I could potentially take these guys out.
I think this is going to be a deciding turn. I'm hoping.
I said the same thing with the last turn.
We'll see. All right, well, let's get
dice.
those dice rolling, coming right up.
Okay.
All right, starting with the Chargers, firing at the Blackjack from the Dragon with 2 medium lasers. Now, I should note, one of these medium lasers does have a movement penalty, so I'm going to use the smaller red die to represent the one with the movement. The shooting penalty because of the actuator damage there. So I need 8s and 10s. Yeah. Panther, here we go, firing at the Blackjack. I feel depressed. Panther is gonna need. Let me just take a look here. He needs 8s against this mech. Hey,
Hey-o.
I think it's the first time you might have hit all game. We'll have to go back on the footage and check.
It's gonna hurt.
So that's center torso.
Okay, what's that, 10?
10 points. All right, so for the sake of dramatic purpose, we're going to start with the secondary fire of the Blackjack going into the Thunderbolt just there. Need 8s and get 3 7s. Perfect.
Wow, just
all right. Well, we are going to move right into the primary fire. I also need 8s due to the range differential and everything else. So just firing twin AC2s down on that Wolfhound, and that is just glorious.
3 months?
3 1s. I feel like I should go to Vegas. I'm not even sure if that's good in Vegas, but it is painful. Can the Vindicator
Vindicate
the Chargers? Well said. All right, I need 7s and 8s. 7s on the PPC and the LRM-5, 8 on the medium laser. Give me something good here. That's something good. I'll take it. Can the Wolfhound survive another 20 points of damage? Well, not 20, just 17. So that's going to be a minimum point, 2-point cluster there. So here we go. But rolling for location.
Not sure if I even have 17 points of...
Well, we are in the right side arc.
Yeah.
So I have... What CT is it? 8? It's 8 CT?
Yeah.
So 5 points to the center torso.
So that's 1.
That's going to be 1 crit there.
Yeah.
We've got...
Right torso for 7.
Right torso...
For 10.
For 10.
Okay.
And then what is the 9?
Left torso.
Left torso.
Which will be another crit.
So
how much is that? 5?
Just 2 points. Oh. So we just have a couple of... now, see, if that was a full damage cluster, it could have put you in force withdrawal maybe. But let's roll up those crits off cam, and we'll get back to you.
Okay, Thunderbolt's firing everything into the Panther. Needs 6, 7s, and 8s. This is a minimum range for the LRM. So, let's see.
Ooh,
everything
my
hits.
lord. This is in the Panther?
Yeah.
All right.
So 1 cluster. Okay, so left leg is in cover, so any left leg hits will be discarded. Let's hope I don't.
Oh, I see a floating critical, and there's going to be no left legs in that. So lots of right arm, a little bit of right torso, and why don't we roll that floating critical up? Yeah, it's 2d6 for location. Left leg.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunate. All right, so that one actually hits the rock, but he's going to be taking a bunch of damage. I don't know if this Panther can hold out.
Blackjack into the Panther needs 6s and 7s, medium and large. Gets the large, but neither of the smalls. Let's hope.
It's another right torso shot. You're drilling me on that right side. That's going to hurt.
Turn 10 damage report. Lots happening here. That Wolfhound continues to get blasted by a spray of bullets. It is critical across the board. Heat at 28 points, but this mech's still alive and contesting. The Blackjack finally takes some damage. PPC to the chest, but more notably 14 points of heat on the scale. Does make the shutdown check, but penalties are abounding. Same deal with the Thunderbolt. Up to an incredible 17 points of heat. That's going to be +3 to gunnery. And on the Charger side, the Panther unfortunately loses its right torso. PPC goes with it, up to 6 points of heat. That mech is in forced withdrawal now. And lastly, the Grand Dragon doesn't take any damage this round as the Panther was the focus, but it is now penalty-free as it is under 5 points of heat.
It is turn 11. These mechs are still alive. So it is a close game. Tom's got 16 victory points. I have 14. He picked up an extra one last round by putting that Panther into forced withdrawal. But, you know, the Vice is closing in. Someone is going to pop this turn. Heat penalties are abounding on the Tigers side. And Tom, you did lose initiative this round. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
talk to me.
Thunderbolt stayed still. He's going to fire an LRM and a large laser at the Dragon. Blackjack moved forward 1 to make sure he wasn't stuck behind the tree cover if he
Smart move.
did what he did. And he's going to fire a large into mediums.
Gotcha.
And then the Wolfhound successfully stood up and moved himself into one of the quadrants so he wasn't useless. Because he was useless last round.
Useless.
Useless.
All right.
That's about it. And again, he's got just 1 large laser in range. So.
All right. Now, thankfully, I think I'm starting to, courtesy of the fall down, the gyro hit, the damage, I was able to put a little distance between the Dragon and the Wolfhound. So that was exciting. The Dragon did try to block line of sight using the Forest, but you put that Blackjack in good position. Regardless, the Dragon is going to be firing a PPC down at the Blackjack. The Vindicator is continuing its pursuit on that crippled Wolfhound, so it's going to try to finish him off or at least put him into forced withdrawal. So firing everything, small, medium, LRM 5, which will be at a high number due to the minimum range, and of course the dreadful PPC. Blackjack planting. It's been his MO for the game, just chilling. He is going to blast that Wolfhound with 2 AC2s, and then also the Thunderbolt again with 3 mediums as a secondary target. The Panther, in forced withdrawal, jumped back, still in the no man land there in the dead zone at the center, but he's going to lob an LRM 5 into the Blackjack. So we're going to see if we can maybe between that and the PPC do some damage. So shooting is coming up next.
Thunderbolt's up first for the Tigers. He needs 10s and 11s. Not going to happen. Okay, Blackjack into the Dragon as well. He also needs 8s and 10s. 8s on the large, 10s on the mediums. So he gets the...
Both mediums hit?
Yeah.
Now for this guy, it's going to be front arc. And we see a double leg there. Left leg and right leg.
Final chance. The Wolfhound into the side of the Dragon. He needs 11s. Huge, huge mods. So much heat. Not going to happen. So, it's the end of my turn.
All right, the Chargers are up. So we're going to start with our mechs firing at that blackjack. The Grand Dragon is going to need a 5 to fire his PPC across. Can I do it? Absolutely not. Been the story of the night. All right, that Panther needs a 7 firing an LRM 5. Okay, blackjack. We're going to start with the secondary fire. He needs 7s to hit that Thunderbolt with 3 medium lasers. Get them all. Forward change. I think this is the first time the Thunderbolt has taken damage.
Yep.
And it is not too bad. 10 points to the right torso, 5 points to the left leg. Onto the Wolfhound. Blackjack, AC2s, primary target. Due to the range, due to the stationary, only needs 5s.
Wow.
Wow. And all coming down to the Vindicator again. Has failed to deliver up until this point. Needs a smattering of random numbers here. 4 on the PPC, 8 on the LRM5, 5 on the medium laser, 7 on the small laser. So we got the little red die for the small, medium-sized red die for the medium. Here we go. That's cracked. Okay, so these guys hit, and it looks like both of the lasers... Oh, actually, yeah, both of the lasers miss. No, this hits as well. So, not too bad. Everything but the small laser. I'm going to roll for location. I got to roll for cluster first. 4, so that confirms. It's going to be 20 points of damage. And there it is.
Critical hit.
And then 2 shots to the 7 in the right side arc. So that's right torso.
He's blown up.
Ejecting.
Turn 11 damage recap. The Vindicator finally does the Wolfhound in. That mech goes boom. Pilot does not get a chance to eject. Just complete decimation of this Wolfhound. The TDR, so this guy took a little bit of damage, more notably bled off about 4 points of heat, so it is at 13, which is still going to net substantial mods. On the Charger side, that Dragon gets nailed in the left leg, destroying the hip and an actuator, so that mech is going to be limping along for the rest of the game, and is currently at 7 points of heat.
All right, here we are on the snow-covered plains of Decatur, and the battle has been decided. So after that Wolfhound finally went down after sustaining just so much fire, it looks like there's no way for the Tigers to really pull this one out with 2 mechs on 4. So, Tom, it was a good game. We're going to come right back to the after action report, so stay tuned for more. All right, there you have it. 6,000 points, man. That was a good game. Well played. It really came down to the wire, right? I mean, there were just so many misses, missiles and PPCs flying. I think starting turn 8, we were like, all right, this is the turn. And then it
was turn 9. This is the turn. Like, it's just the dice, man.
just
like
weren't happening.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the mission. But I hate when games come down to dice rolls. Like that. You know, but it's inevitable.
But we were both missing pretty equally, I think.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it was weighted.
We were both just every turn.
Yeah, I mean they were very evenly matched lances. I thought, the Dragon, the Thunderbolt was probably the toughest of all the mechs on the field. Commando probably the least tough, which is why he went down first. But a couple of blackjacks, the Vindicator, the Wolfhound. I mean, a lot of really good mechs I thought on the field. I thought some of the other decisive moments for you was initiative. I think that Wolfhound. I mean, I was chasing him, but your initiative rolls allowed you to really get him in the back arc of that Dragon.
Yeah.
It was tough.
That was helpful.
Yeah, it was good.
You got some good shots on him too.
I had some good shots on him, and you made some piloting errors, as we'll call them. That Wolfhound tumbled down that hill, couldn't get up.
Yeah.
Then he sustained a gyro hit, fell down again. So he had it tough for sure. And you beat the snot out of that Panther. He managed somehow to stay alive, which was a miracle in its own right. He had a couple critical rolls in that left torso where that ammo was hiding, but it managed to play out for the Chargers this time.
Very lackluster. I couldn't put any damage on him without building up a ton of heat.
Yeah.
Large lasers, we hate them.
Yeah, they're
I
not
still
great.
hate them. I need to look for different variants for these mechs because I've already painted them. So it's kind of, we're set there. So,
Right.
Viewers, have any good ideas on variants for for my Lance?
Yeah.
Let
It's a
me
good
know in the
call
comment, and I'll check them out and see. I think they just had no armor. Both the Wolfhound and the Commando were paper, and you had like 3 or 4 PPCs, I think.
Yeah, 3 PPCs
Yeah,
and a Lance.
They were never going to survive, and
Yeah.
there was nothing I could do about that.
Yeah.
But I tried to play. Yeah, it was weird. Like the game is interesting. Like how do you play the quadrant game? And I think I was effective in the first half of it.
Yeah, you beat me real good.
Getting around into them. But the problem is then, again, the matchups aren't very good. Because those mechs just can't sustain fire. I thought I could get them behind some cover, but there's really not. Again, when there's elevation near forests, you just can't use them. You don't get any cover bonus from them. So you're kind of screwed there. And that dragon mech, really impressive. I like that one. Super fast. I love those.
Yeah, the
those
5.8
fast, really
was a
bigger
lifesaver for me in
and
this
his
match.
Vindicator had so much armor too. He was really good.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, and that's why I like it too. And you're right, the speed really helped out. And early in the game, you had total board control. You had snuck that Thunderbolt around on me.
Yeah.
You'd snuck the Commando in. At one point, I was really back on my heels. But that's the way.
Blowing up the Commando changes.
Yeah, that was a game changer for sure.
And then it's hard. The heat kills me like that. When you look at the heat back in the game, it was just like I started taking huge penalties for stuff, and I think that affected the last turns. I was at like 10 and 11 mods for everything.
Yeah.
But I was trying to just seal the deal on a mech.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I would the Wolfhound would have gotten killed, and that dragon I almost had him, but didn't. So.
You never had me. You never had your mech.
It's obvious because that mech is
so good.
as toasted as Johnny Trent shooting up in a parking lot.
Someone put in the wrench
That was
time.
basically, I'm going to name that Vindicator Johnny Tran from now on.
Well, he is Capellan Confederation, so it could be appropriate.
Somebody put the wrench time in.
Somebody did. Well, speaking of wrench time, don't forget to check out our blog, dfawargaming.com. We have some really cool statistical analyses on things like what happens when your mech builds up too much heat. How does that average damage go down over time? And sort of the trade-offs there. So definitely check that out. Some interesting stats there. And please subscribe, give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you like and what you didn't. And stay tuned because there's a whole lot more coming from Death from Above Wargaming. See you soon.